everyone. I am back. I was away for a little bit. I went on a trip. And I came back. I went to Quebec City, which is just the next town over.
Justin wants to tell everyone about its vacation.
So how are you guys doing? I should be having a new animation coming out this week. It's gonna be kind of short. It's actually episode 10 of Interface, and it's not like as long as my usual ones. It's about the same length as the first episode. So, but then I'll be working on episode 11 as well. Episode 11 is going to be, I'm working on that right now, simultaneously with episode 10, so my Wacom tablet thing is messed up. Just give me a sec here. Here it is. Okay. So I got some new kind of music in the background. It's just kind of like ambient. Can you guys hear that? It's a little bit. It's better than just silence, I guess. So this next shot, I'm just going to be kind of just freehanding, I guess. I'm supposed to be doing the outside of the restaurant, like an establishing shot. Hey, Umami, how do you do those 3D visuals? I do them with SketchUp. I make the models in SketchUp because I don't really know how to actually make models in 3D. So SketchUp is pretty easy. You can learn it fairly quickly, and then I export it as a file that can be read, like an object file that can be read for Cinema 4D Lite, which I add the lighting. I also add the texture, the colors and stuff in SketchUp. But I don't recommend doing it because it's like really terrible. So just a heads up if you guys are planning on doing that. It's a lot of messing around. It took me a long time to figure it out, but I finally got it. Anyway. How does the worm follow your every word? I'm using a program called Character Animator by Adobe, so that's what is going on there. So I'm just going to be drawing the street here, because it's a sidewalk. This is, I'm working on episode 11 right now, so episode 10 hasn't even come out yet, but I'm working on episode 11. And you guys want to see something kind of funny? So I was like planning this trip out to Quebec City the other day, and we were looking around at like what Quebec City looks like on the map, right? So I'll just show you what I found. Okay, so first of all, for those who don't know, this is Quebec City. It's like to the north and the east of Montreal. It's got this big, like, kind of like castle sort of hotel thing. And anyway, the thing is, we were looking over here, and I noticed this big, like, plot of land that's like covered in, I don't know what that is, like sunflowers or something, and some like farmland, I guess, right? So we were looking it up, and we were like, what is this place, right? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is that? This looks like some sort of like Church of Scientology sort of thing, right? So we decided to look up the website for it, and this is their website.
You gotta click through it?
Yeah, I'll show them some stuff.
Hold on, I want to join this.
So I went to their website. I was like, what the fuck is this, right? I was like, what is this? And so they got an English section too, so I can go there. So it's got like pop-ups to watchmovies.com for some reason. And then I was like, oh, what is this? A visit to the tomb. And every single page has a different background texture. And then there's like, what about the tomb? I click on this, and then there's more stuff like this. It's like the site was designed in like 1993 or something.
What about the tomb?
Anyways, I went to the children's corner, and I found this raisin who's singing into a corn microphone. So I don't know what you guys. I just thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was like a cult at first, right? I was like, what kind of website is this? It's messed up. It's got a tomb and stuff. But apparently it's just a bunch of nuns.
Mother Mallet.
It's just a bunch of nuns, and they have this giant building that's basically a hospital, and they like treat people up in Quebec City. But their website is horrible. So you guys are free to browse it if you want. I'll just post a link here in the description. So there you go. That's
good Mother Mallet.
That is what this building is, and that's what I discovered. So moving on, go back to my drawing.
You got a link to it or what?
I'd link to it.
See, people on Twitch don't see the links.
Well, I am using the chat restream chat, so it should show up on Twitch, but if it doesn't, I don't know. Sorry. So I got my streak there, and the problem is it looks like a little too high up, so I understand. Now usually I like usually I base all my locations on like real locations, and essentially this is not going to be like a real location, but it's let me just show you. There's a section in Montreal. Not sure if I'll be able to find it quickly, but let's see, where's St. Catherine Street? Yeah, there's like a section in Montreal, like down here, but there's just a bunch of restaurants. So I'm gonna try to like base it off of either this one.
This is so helpful,
or this one. It doesn't. It's just kind of like an area of Montreal, so I'm gonna try to like, if it's possible, draw those buildings in the background and stuff. But I'm not gonna use a reference image. I'm just gonna do a freehand. So. If you're working on episode 11, will episode 10 be released relatively soon? Yeah, I'm hoping to release it this week. The RI guy, so yeah. Should be coming out this week. And oops. My hometown, Jean Coutu. Paper bag, man. How long does it take to animate an episode? Depends. So, like, usually I start with the music, right? And that will take me a couple days, maybe, sometimes longer, sometimes up to a week. And then I move on to starting to like figure out what the script is about, and that usually goes in conjunction with the music. And then I start drawing the shots. It usually takes about a month. The one that's coming out this week is only like a minute and a half long, so that one didn't take me a month, but probably still took me a couple weeks with music and stuff. And I have a couple commissions that I was working on, which you guys will eventually see. I'll post the links and stuff. It's basically some interface stuff. That was a commission, which is kind of cool. I don't really want to say too much more about it until it comes out, but I'll let you guys. I'll post all the links so you guys can see them. When they come out, it won't be on my channel. It'll be on a different channel. When you animate an episode, do you already have a good concept of what you want to do before you start? Yeah, I mean, I usually have an idea of what I want to do, but normally the dialogue isn't written yet. So the dialogue kind of comes as I'm drawing it. It takes me a while because you know, if I just like did the scripts out and started animating it based on the script, like it would take me forever to come up with scripts. So I just go ahead and like I know I have a shot in mind, so I'll start drawing it, and then I'll kind of like make the script work with the shot, and then you know, if I did the scripts all beforehand, it would just the whole process would take too long. So. So this music in the background, I just made it just like 20 minutes ago. It's just a bunch of like really stretched out kind of weird stuff that I found. Usually public domain music from useopen.org. I just wanted to have some background sounds for my live streams so that it wasn't just me talking silently anymore. 40K, congrats. Oh, I guess you guys are talking about the subs, eh? Yeah, that's pretty cool. At 40,000 subs, I'm pretty excited about that.
He thinks
very quickly.
He thinks so highly of himself. He doesn't even acknowledge it. I am God.
I'm gonna do a bonus episode, like a what do you call that? When I get to 100,000, maybe I'll do a 100,000 subscriber special. So. I don't know what the special will be unless you guys have some funny ideas.
What about the tone? What about it?
What are you going on about down there?
We're still looking at this website.
Oh, what about the tune? Yeah. Yeah. There was some pretty funny stuff I found on that site. If I could find what was it? The testimonials? I wonder if I can go back there a second. It's also translated in Japanese, in case, you know, for some reason.
What? It's in Japanese?
There's a button down there that says Japanese and Spanish.
Why?
I don't know how that happened.
That's so random.
There's the Japanese site. It has an error. And, you know, I feel like I need to, like, make it one of the episodes in this like, building.
Wow.
In Quebec City. It's just so weird. La visite la tomba. La tomba. Access la tumba. It's the same thing, it's just in Spanish. So I don't know where
I don't know why that makes it funnier.
I found like testimonials on it.
They put so much effort into this website and it's so ugly.
I don't even know how you can make a site look so bad. Like the background.
Oh, you have to show them the evidence.
Where do you get this background texture? What's that?
You have to show them the evidence.
What evidence?
There's like one picture where you can see the Windows 10 desktop background. But it's like, there's a person, a modern person making this website in 2018, updating it to make it look like this.
My daughter really obtained a good job. So I don't know if I can find that page, but there was like a picture of Windows 10 somewhere, which means that someone made this relatively recently. It's like, oops. Suddenly I'm drawing with the paintbrush, not the pencil tool. Hey, Torque to Spec, thank you. I've been trying to do more. It's just this poor website. There's probably like some 80-year-old nun that made it and is very proud about it. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here trashing it. But I do appreciate it for its hilarious aesthetic. So
there's like an 80-year-old volunteer priest graphic designer at this hospital making these graphics out of the Windows 10 tablet.
Yeah, probably.
With Corel.
We were invested.
9 or something.
It's that. Oh, I got a super chat here from Steve No 0007. When did you first see the 1943 Dali painting, and what inspired you to use it in such a brilliant way in your story? Loves your music and art. Keep it up. Steve No, first of all, thank you very much for your super chat. Second thing is, I think I've seen that painting before. I know about Salvador Dali, obviously, but I was doing research on paintings that were made in 1943, so I could link it up with the first episode, basically, where Mischief is talking about how he was transformed in 1943, and I started reading about the painting and what it means and stuff, and I thought it was such a good, it was so relatable to kind of Mischief, I guess, what he represents. Kind of he transforms right around the time of World War II when technology evolves, and he's also and that's kind of what the painting represents, sort of entering a new era. And yeah, so I read about that painting, and I just thought it was a great way to relate back to previous episodes. So it's a little bit of research and a little bit of some stuff that I've known previously from just art history and stuff like that.
Can you read your chat with these people spamming about coming worms?
I'm not actually reading all the chat like I used to. I can't read the chat anymore. There's too many people, so I usually choose one here or there and then try to answer the questions that I haven't been answered. Haven't often answered, I guess. Yeah, but sorry guys if I missed a question, you're just asking me something. There's no longer 30 people in the chat anymore. It's how many people we got here? 177. That's crazy. It's a crazy amount of people, man.
Don't acknowledge the people.
I'm not used to it. I'm not used to this many people.
Don't even acknowledge the people on Twitch. They don't exist.
There's 9 people on Twitch.
There you go.
So 180 something.
Okay. Getting ridiculous.
I don't know what's going on about these worms. Oh, there's another one here. The Chosen One. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that too. That's very kind of you. Hello. Oh, shit. Can't stick around and watch your stream. I'm out and about. Figured I'd give you some cash because I enjoy your work. The Chosen One. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Yeah. CPD 25. Oh, is that Connor?
Yeah, that's Connor.
You getting all stressed in the... with all the people. Hey Connor, what's up? How you doing, Connor? Alright, so I got my buildings here, sort of. I'm not really happy about, I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of scared. It's hard to concentrate when you know, talking at the same time. Mr. Trips, interface isn't actually based on the Mother Horse Eyes Reddit account. Someone mentioned that when I started doing this, and it's just a coincidence. So, I don't know what their story is about. It's got the same title. And I think it's about some sort of surreal kind of weird stuff too, but I don't think it's not based off of it, so I don't really know anything about it. I haven't read the stories, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, Shadow of Atlas. I don't know how many times you posted that, but I feel like I've seen it like 20 times. So I'm going to have to ask you to settle down for a little bit.
Yeah, don't worry.
If you post it again, I'm going to have to...
He's been put in the timeout corner.
Okay.
It's taking up the whole screen.
Yeah.
People trying to read stuff. Okay, we don't need that word either.
So let's see. I know that, the front of the building wasn't really that interesting, like in terms of the windows. There was just a bunch of, it was just kind of like long windows like this, and then there was a door. So this is the restaurant in episode 9, by the way, to the outside of it. I was just going to do like an establishing shot sort of thing for episode 11.
Alright.
Okay, hold on, guys. I just gotta like block some people here.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You doing it? The Joe DeRoma guy, whatever the hell?
Yeah, I can't erase that from your screen.
That's fine. Okay, let's move on here.
Oh, I actually have to do work in here today?
Yeah. This is a little bit messed up, so I'm gonna try to fix it. It's too big. Yeah, that's better. Hey, Umami, did Red Pilot Sun influence you? Yeah, definitely. My friend Colin showed me that stuff about a year ago and really liked it. So he's definitely an influence in terms of the aesthetics, obviously, because of the pixelation and stuff. Yeah. I love his animations. If you guys are asking me about my influences and stuff, and I actually answer that question a lot, so check out the description in this live stream. There should, if you're on YouTube, the description has a bunch of other names and musical influences and stuff like that. And, it'll answer all your questions in terms of influences, because I get asked that question quite a bit. Shibariba, oh, thank you. It's good to see you as well. Do you ever think you'll hit 1 million?
Easily.
You mean, I guess subscribers is what you're saying? Probably. It just might take, you know, I think if I just keep doing what I'm doing, it'll just be a matter of time. So I don't know how many years it's going to take, but maybe a couple, maybe 5 years. Unless the channel blows up or something like crazy, you know, which does happen sometimes for some people. But we'll see. I think it can get there eventually. What is the drone music in the background? It's just something I made up real quick just for the live stream. I guess I should probably put that in the FAQ too. It's not actually like music, it's kind of drone sound. So, hey Justin, what is the best meal of the day? Big H. What is the best meal? I don't know, probably eggs. I eat so many eggs. Anyway.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
Jigsaw. Are you? Do you also play Hunt Showdown? I bought that about a couple months ago, and I've been playing that once in a while. It's extremely hard once you get to like the second section where like people are they let you play with like all the experienced players and stuff, but it's pretty good. I like how atmospheric it is. Mr. Trips, yeah, it's not bad based on it at all. I mean, I came up with the title interface like in 2009 on a comic book I made, comic page, and I just didn't do anything with it until now, and I didn't know about that interface, horse mother eyes stuff until like someone pointed it out. Thinking about it now, though, I probably should have changed the name because I get the question, like people always think it's based off of that. And I'm just like, nah, it's not based on it. I have no idea what that stuff is about. It's other than it's like paranormal. I think it's like similar paranormal sort of things. I'm gonna try to put like a one of those. One of those roof coverings. Tyler Sharkey, I will not say. You're gonna have to wait. It's gonna take some time, but those are story details that will only be revealed when the episodes come out. And I guess the nature of animating on YouTube is that it's just basically me, and Carolina helps me draw sometimes. So unfortunately, it'll take a while. It takes me so long to do these. Yeah, so we actually have Carolina is moderating, and I might add a few more people if in the future, probably Big H, if you're interested. I just haven't set it up yet because I hadn't really needed to until now.
I'm doing a good job.
Carolina's doing fine. She's right over there. I have a webcam set up, so I guess that's kind of like a sensor, Dabrian. It's like linked to my voice through the webcam. It like matches my facial animation. Mr. Trips, I also want to add that I really like your merch. Well, thank you, Mr. Trips. I spend a good amount of time on my merch trying to make it look professional and clean, so it, yeah, it's the merch is getting. I slowly adding some stuff here and there once in a while. The last live stream I worked on was a section of episode 11, just like right now, except I ended up turning it into a poster that's on the merch Teespring thing. Alex, would you ever collab with another content creator Yeah, definitely I would. It depends on which one and what the project was. Because the thing is, nowadays I'm doing this like pretty much almost full time. Like I'd say, apart from my, sometimes I have to do other kind of work, but so I would do a collab if someone would ask. Probably someone that does some sort of similar sort of thing.
You know that your Streamlabs link just links to streamlabs.com?
Oh, really?
Yeah, good job there.
Well, I don't know why, because it was working last time. Just like YouTube decides to change it.
Somebody is trying to use it, and they can't.
Okay, hold on, guys. Just give me a second here. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there. Censor Satan's puckered asshole. I don't really censor anyone in terms of their opinions. But if someone's just going to be like spamming the N-word in my chat, I'm obviously going to block them because they're not adding anything to the conversation. Give me a second here. I don't know why you. Hold on. It says Umami Animate. So if you guys are trying to get to the Streamlabs, here's the link right here. It's just streamlabs.com/Umami Animations. And maybe is it on Twitch? You're saying that, Carolina?
Well, yeah, it's definitely broken on Twitch.
Okay, it's on Twitch that's not working. Sorry, guys. I'll fix it after this stream. All right, there, Satan's puckered asshole. I mean, you can try to say what you want, but I mean, I'm pretty much, you know, I pretty much support freedom of speech on here in terms of what people have to say, and unless they're just becoming a nuisance, you know. So. Okay, I gotta get some more stuff here. I think it was divided somewhere on the side. Who's the lady who talks? Oh, that'd be Caroline. Caroline helps me sometimes with my animations, so she drew like Tinky Winky's face. If you guys saw that one. And I got a few more commissions coming out. But she did some more faces because I have a hard time drawing people's faces sometimes.
Pedro's not feeling so good.
Pedro, what's wrong? Are you all right? I can draw realistic faces, but I can't draw people. Got any advice? You mean like their bodies and stuff? I guess Caroline would probably have better advice for you than me, but what's that website, Caroline, that has like figures that you can trace?
Figures you can trace?
Like you can use as references? Hey, Shibariba, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It says, I think I read half of what you wrote there. I'm going to have to read it after the stream. The text is so small. But Shibariba, thank you. Yeah, so if you're looking to practice figure drawing, you can check out senshistock.com. But Caroline just posted it there in the description. And it will help you figure out the proportions of things, like when you're drawing people's legs and arms and stuff. I mean, I'm not really good at it either. I have just to redraw things a lot. I'm not really doing anything for Halloween. Unfortunately, like I live on a top floor of a building, so kids don't even like come up here.
I bring the candy down to the kids.
Carolyn has to go down to the bottom and hand out the candy at the bottom of the stairs. So.
Justin doesn't like dressing up.
Hey, I got your McFeel sticker. It came out great. El Zaccarino. That's cool, man. Did you you got that from Redbubble? Can't seem to be drawing properly right now, so the water pipe is having issues. Okay. Wet Dog says, are you Canadian or American? I'm Canadian. I was born in Canada, so I've been to the United States a few times, and I live up in Montreal. I'm Canadian. Shibariba, is there somewhere I can submit fan art? I would love to share my picture when I get done with it. Yep, there's a couple different places you can post. There's a fan-run subreddit if you guys are on Reddit. So probably the best place to post it would be here because it doesn't get lost too quickly on the subreddit. I just posted a link. And there's also a Discord that has like a channel called Share Your Creativity, so you can also post stuff there too. Usually the Reddit one will get a little bit more visibility though, so those are probably the best places. The Grimace episode was so depressing. Why did you have to make that? It brought back memories I was happily repressing. You have to make things that people relate to. You know, if you want to be successful, that's the thing you have to do. So that's the reason. No problem, Shabariba. Thank you, What Dog. Will I ever make pins? Pins. I don't know. Does Redbubble allow you to make pins? Because it's just a matter of these companies offering the pin option and me doing it. Because I don't really make any of the merch myself, with the exception of the prints, the signed prints that are on the Patreon. Everything else, I just kind of have them on sites, and sometimes they may or may not have a pin option. So. Got anything in the making for Halloween? No, I don't, but you know, that you mention it now, I should probably do something for Halloween, you know? I gotta think of something good, though. It's just, it's hard for me to come up with good ideas, so I'm not sure if I will or not, but we'll see. Hey, dude, thanks, man. I appreciate the comment. Do something skeleton-related for Halloween? Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll do something like that. Not really quite sure what to put in these windows. All I know is that in that particular part of Montreal, especially when we moved in, a lot of these buildings had like strip clubs in the top floors. So I think that might be kind of
Octopussy.
Octopussy.
Bring it back.
There was an Octopussy up there.
Yep.
I think I'll have to put it. Should I put it like in the same building, or should it be like next door? That'd be ridiculous. It's the same building. It's like.
I don't know what building this is.
This is supposed to be the restaurant.
What, that burger place?
So it's going to say Octopussy on top, and then it's going to be like a big octopus on the inside.
Okay, clearly it should be Quick Burger on the bottom.
Quick Burger, yeah.
Not finished renovating or opening after 6 years, and then Octopussy on top.
Okay.
Canada's very classy.
There was a place that opened up around the corner called Quick Burger.
It never opened, actually.
They just had it says grand opening Quick Burger in like a couple weeks or something like that. And it's been up for like 5 years. So I think I'll have to put Quick Burger next door. I don't really know how to do the logo. That looks like crap. I might just have to use a font tool.
It was quick without a C.
Oh, okay. Like Nesquik.
Not like just shitty quick.
Quick. For Halloween, you could do some hats that kind of like Alice in Wonderland, with the world filled with different classic Halloween characters. Just an idea. Alice in Wonderland. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I gotta think of something. I mean, it's good. It's not bad. Not a bad idea. Remember what their logo looked like?
It was like a. It was one of those like goober fonts that's kind of fast looking, and it was.
Maybe I'll just make it impact or something.
And then it was in like an oval that's on its side. Just make it something italic. That's basically what it was. And then quick was on top, and then burger was on the bottom.
Yeah, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to make it on the same line. It doesn't have to be the same exactly, though.
Well, I'm just explaining to you what it was like.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, that looks fine, I think. Quick burger. I'll just maybe put it in like an oval shape or something. You should stream your music audio process. I'm curious. Josh Parenti, I would, but
he needs a new computer.
the computer that I use to make my music on is like a 10-year-old laptop because it has Logic on it, like that's a Macintosh. So I would do some musical streams if I could, but it's not powerful enough to do that right now. So maybe in a couple, maybe I'm thinking of getting something new because I have to. It's like really frustrating to use. It lags like crazy.
It takes 3 minutes to open Chrome.
So maybe I might start doing new musical streams and around the new year or something. We'll see. And this oval is driving me nuts.
Just use the circle tool.
I think I got it.
No, you don't.
Sorry guys, this isn't like the most fascinating stream. It's always me kind of just struggling to draw, so if anyone's new here, this is usually what it is. Me having a hard time with Photoshop.
Justin trying to draw an oval. The stream.
Yeah. Okay, I think that looks okay. The Q in the quick isn't quite. It looks like an O. What are those two things on Long Guy's head? Also, what's his name? Those two little things on his head are kind of like windows to his brain. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but yeah, they're like a mixture of eyebrows slash. It's like you can like absorb stuff through his head. And his name, he's got a couple different names. I mean, people call him Mischief, or you can call him Big Smiles. There, that looks sort of like a cube, I guess. There, okay. Make the building next door just have a logo that is in Comic Sans saying Easter egg. Or I should have a tea shop that's in papyrus, right?
What?
A tea shop that says in papyrus.
Yeah, obviously.
Or papyrus, where?
Yeah.
Papyrus.
You should call it like Buddha.
No, this is Interface episode 11. For those who are asking, this is. Episode 10 is coming out soon. And it's just going to be short. It's not really going to be like a full episode. It's just a short little thing. Yeah. Are you a fan of Salvia Palth, the music artist? I haven't heard of Salvia Palth, so I can't say no. Maybe if I were to listen to it later, I might be a fan of it, though. Have you ever come across Big Smile Rule 34? No, I have not, and hopefully I won't ever. But I mean, if the popularity of this channel keeps growing, it's just an I can't say it, inevitability. So
it's inevitable.
You know, once you start having Rule 34 stuff made of your artwork, you know that you made it, right? Hey Jake, what's up? For my style of animation, Radio 8TV Panda, it's well, Pilot Red Sun for sure, and Dave Firth, probably the two main aesthetic inspirations. My Quick Burger also needs to be skewed a bit, I think.
Someone gave you one dislike on their stream and then it went away, so I guess they're not bad anymore.
I don't know. I don't like how the Q is on this, so I have to just touch it up a bit more.
I'm a bus.
What shaped your art style and influences, and why VHS? Well, I actually don't do any VHS transcoding, so I mean it's 4:3, and it's the same resolution of things that were like done in the 90s, I guess. But I don't transcode it to VHS. That was kind of like a bonus thing that a guy named Jake did for me. Just for fun, really. It just kind of makes it look like it was, you know, an animation that was made in the 90s because it was recorded on VHS. This seems to be like a thing, though. Like I don't know, it's like coming back or something. I don't know. It's like a trend because Jack Stauber and Pilot Red Sun have also done that. They've transcoded their things to VHS.
Number 9 cheese.
And I think it's cool. Just because the VHS like adds a whole bunch of different textures and stuff, and it kind of changes the sound of it too. It makes it sound a little bit more. I don't really know how to explain it, but it sounds more like a distinct sort of sound, like it's gone through some sort of equalization that makes it sound a certain way. Okay, on this building over here, I'm gonna have it like a big like neon sign on it, maybe.
You play video games, Justin?
El Zaccarino, I do play some video games. The one I'm playing now is Hunt Showdown, which I bought that a couple months ago. I think I might have written more about it in the description. I'm not sure though. Yeah. Looking forward to that Cyberpunk 2077 game. by CD Projekt Red. That looks pretty cool. Caterb, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay, just got a sign on the side here. It's gonna be like one of those strip club signs because there's so many of them. Montreal, I'll have to kind of make it look authentic to the city. Well, I don't know if it's like that anymore, but like I feel like when I moved into Montreal like 6 years ago, there was a lot more of them. A lot of them kind of shut down now.
What?
Strip clubs?
Yeah, probably.
Like they were everywhere.
Yeah, and then some more mafia people got put in jail.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly happened, but there's.
Well, I do.
Yeah, there's not that many of them anymore. If you ever need a horde of screaming Russians, just hit me up. I'm your guy. Hey, thanks, Soup and Tog. I'll let you know if I need some screaming Russians.
Add that to your bank of resources. Call this guy if you need screaming Russians.
Yeah.
Jeez, Clickburger looks open.
Yeah, it needs to say opening soon somewhere.
It needs more like things in the window that make it look boarded up.
Okay, hold on.
Chanting Russians as well.
Chanting?
Yeah.
Man, the computer's like lagging. I guess because I got all this different stuff open at once. It's like.
Nah, it's because it's opening the font tool in Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, why is it lag?
Because they have not fixed that tool since 2000.
What camera size do you use normally? 640 by 480 is what I use. I base pretty much all my animations on. I did some commissions though that were 16 by 9. In that case, I did 853 by 480, which is 16 by 9 if it was like standard definition. Williams, so thank you. Is episode 1 a reference to the Philadelphia experiment? Yeah, it is definitely. I'm gonna have to build out the backstory on that a little bit more because that first episode is just Mischief just kind of like unloading his backstory like within a second, and there's no other details about it. So eventually I will touch on that again sometime. So this is going to be like a staircase because usually they're like upstairs.
Have you ever made a stupid edgy joke?
Have I ever made a stupid edgy joke?
Mm-hmm.
Probably all the time. Just, I make them to Carolina. Right?
Right? Right?
Show us how to make your masterpieces. This is it. This is me doing it. So I just sit here and I draw. I mean, when I'm doing it by myself, I usually have some music going on in the background. So,
pretty riveting.
It's not really like super exciting, but oh, sometimes I'll do like a 3D live stream, so maybe I'll do like a 3D one in the future, where you do like the model in SketchUp or something. These little things, it takes so long to do, but all these little details, they matter because they make the world seem more realistic, even though it's a bunch of weird clowns and stuff. I try to make my backgrounds pretty detailed. Victorians, hi man, what's up? How did you come up with the unique art style for the interface series backgrounds and characters? Well, I mean, I didn't really think too much about it. It just kind of like when I was drawing things, it's like, well, this would look good if it was this color, or this guy would look cool if he looked like this.
You had a comic you based it on.
I did have a comic I based it on, yeah, so that's true. And it's a Patreon reward, but I'll show you guys right now because I released it on Patreon quite a while ago. I just showed it on the stream, so I'll show you guys. Just give me a second here. Hey, thanks that dude. Okay, here it is. So this is what I drew back in 2009. It was like the first episode of Interface, because I was kind of just coming up with ideas back when I was doing those McDonald's videos, and I was trying to think of what to do next, and I thought, well, maybe I should just animate this little comic I did. And so obviously I changed some of it. The blue guy doesn't speak, and but it's very similar. I mean, it's him turning around, the cigarette falls out of his mouth, but and he also says "on the bus," which is, it's not quite the same. But yeah, I guess this just kind of shows you guys where it came from. So
origin point. Man, the blue guy's ugly in this.
yeah.
Look at his close-up. He looks like a grandma.
Yeah, he's pretty crusty in that first. And actually, the first episode of Interface, he's still pretty kind of crusty, and he slowly starts looking a little bit more.
Starts looking like a man.
Yeah, so
The counter's broken.
yeah, I'm just resetting it. So, what are you guys doing? I mean, I guess it's like Thanksgiving weekend here up in Canada, but how's your weekends going?
Everyone's trying to be a bird right now. It just sounds too bad.
Everyone's trying to be a bird?
Yeah. Is that what the burp Discord is about? I want to snap my internet router over my knee, is what Sling Rush is doing. Very, very interesting.
Wow. What's the reason for having the blue guy not speak? There's a couple of reasons. One reason, which was mainly the first one, was if I had to hire a voice actor that wasn't me, like I voiced Mischief, right? But if I had to hire a voice actor for every single episode, basically, of Interface, it would have gotten pretty expensive. So that was one of the reasons. The other reason why it was, I thought that if he doesn't speak, it's easier for people to be able to kind of put themselves in his shoes, because they kind of relate to him as a observer. So he doesn't speak, and I might reveal why he doesn't speak in an episode sometime in the future, but for now it's just kind of unexplained, I guess. Yeah, he's unsettling but funny at the same time. He's slightly comforting also, I feel.
It's kind of like Justin. Unsettling and slightly comforting at the same time. And very friendly, but disturbing.
Confuseth. Sorry, man, I already answered that question like 3 times since live stream, so if you go back, you might be able to find it, but otherwise, you know, it's just kind of just the way things look, because I just like the way they look, I guess. It's not too deep of an explanation.
Say tweet, tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Everyone wants to say it in his voice.
Yeah, I don't really do that though, because this live stream will just turn into me trying to. I don't do that, so.
Oh no, he's self-conscious, guys.
Yeah, I save it for my.
He only does that in closed, private rooms with no one around.
What are you talking about? I just take out the microphone and start doing it. But nope. Okay, that's better. The 4:3 aspect ratio was a conscious choice. It's just kind of, it just reminds people more of, like, you know, the cartoons that came out when they were growing up around, well, like people my age, I guess, because everything was 4:3 back then.
When I showed him that video, when we were editing commercial cuts, music.
No, don't mention. Do I listen to Death Grips? No, man. I'm sorry, I don't really listen to Death Grips. What? Hold on, sorry. Make a Goosebumps themed animation. I'll shit myself for the spook season. It's not a bad idea. I might do something because I find the Goosebumps theme song to be so funny.
It's like a classic.
But I gotta like, I might like make it my own, like make my own version of it, and then do something about R.L. Stine or something. A sling rush. What's going on?
I think he's trying to watch your stream, but his internet's being a turd.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Have you got all the stories of the series starting in your head? It's a bit of yeah. It's mostly written down in my head. I mean, I don't have every episode detailed out, but I got an idea of where it's going. Is the place that you're drawing the same one as where the octopus man, mischief and yeah, it's not necessarily the same place where Mischief and the man from episode 3. The man from episode 3. Oh right, yeah. It's in the restaurant. Yes, it is Victorians. It's this is going to be the restaurant that you've already seen. It's just the outside of it. I'm just drawing an establishing shot for episode 11 because it just kind of establishes that the next portion is still in the restaurant. That's all. I don't really like using establishing shots too often, but I do feel that they're useful sometimes to indicate like a passage of time or something like that. I don't like using them too much because it's like what sitcoms do. They do it a lot. You know how like Jerry Seinfeld's like always showing the outside of his apartment, and I don't want it to be like sitcom quality. Like if you ever watched like a good show like Breaking Bad or like Better Call Saul, they don't too often have establishing shots because what does an establishing shot do? It's just the outside of a building, you know what I mean? And
that's a really old-fashioned way of doing it.
It's an old-fashioned way of doing things, so I try to limit the amount of times I do it. I feel like it's better to have an establishing shot that actually shows something, like maybe a car pulling up or something, rather than just the building itself. I got a super chat here, hold on. Moisha wants to see more Mark Zuckerberg animation. Hey Mark, yeah man, I might do another Mark Zuckerberg one because
he's a gold mine.
He's a gold mine of comedy. I don't know if you guys have seen, but on his Facebook page he made a new video where he's playing some sort of like African horn and his baby's like crying in the background and he's just like blasting this horn in his living room. I'm gonna show it to you right now if I can. Give me a second here. Go to his videos. So it's just him like blasting this horn. I'm thinking of having him like just blowing the horn, having to get really, really loud while like the baby's like crying in the background. He's like ignoring his own baby. He's just blasting this like African horn or something like that. I don't know. I don't know where to take that, but I know it's funny just in and of itself. So. Yeah, so, okay. I will probably do another Mark Zuckerberg one, yeah, probably. Just got to kind of figure out what to do with it. Do you like death grips? I actually don't. I'm not really that familiar with them, to be honest with you. I have to like go and listen to their stuff. I probably would like it if I listened to it. I just haven't had, you know. I haven't actually gone out and listened to death grips. Unrelated, but just saw that Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is making more episodes. I've only seen like their first episode, and I don't really know much about them, so I can't really comment on them, unfortunately.
Lizard raisin ancestral music.
Lizard Race, yeah, that's funny. Make it an R.L. Stein book about like this man that comes out of the forest with a African horn or whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's really Mark Zuckerberg.
And it's really just Mark Zuckerberg.
Goosebumps. This doesn't really go anywhere, but somehow it's still funny.
What application to use for the Mischief voice? You can do it in any application. It's just making my own voice lower pitch, and then I add a bunch of compression to it. So you can do it with Audacity if you really wanted to, which is free. Audacity is free.
He's ordering a crate of Sweet Baby Rays on that African horn.
No, make Goosebumps the haunted mask, but with Smiley Guy. Mischief, I guess, yeah. Make Mark shove his baby in the horn. I'll probably just have him, like, blasting the horn, like, right in the baby's face or something like that. I don't know. I gotta think about it, because it's gotta be funny on a few different levels. Right?
Yeah.
You can't just have him blasting the horn.
I don't know if torturing babies is the best comedic idea.
It's probably not the best idea.
If you want to unleash a wrath of angry moms.
Yeah, but see, what are they gonna do?
They're gonna write blog posts about what a misogynist you are.
Yeah, so. I'm just gonna start coloring things now, I think. And you know what? I need some buildings in the background. If I remember looking at the 3D stuff. Just kind of like, you know, these big apartment blocks. I used to live in one of these big apartment blocks, and then we moved. I think it was this one. Anyway, it was full of cockroaches. It was gross. Yeah.
When will we see Mischief turn into Mark Zuckerberg?
I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Facebook warrior moms are like watching my YouTube channel in the first place.
Sometimes they end up there because of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, then they're like, what is this obscenity?
Yeah.
In your comments.
This building is a little too thick. Is this based on an actual location, Josh Parenti? It is. It's not an actual restaurant, though, but the area that I'm drawing is based on this. Oops. Did I close it? I closed it. Sorry. If you scroll back, you'll find it in the stream. An area of Montreal called Shaughnessy Village. It's basically just like the most densely populated area in Montreal.
Can I put Octopussy up there? I'm a barbecue sauce.
Okay, I'll probably put another building back here somewhere. Maybe one that's still taller. Oops. Man, I just want to thank you for the interface series. Cormundus Magnus, thank you for the comment. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be it's slow going, but I already got 10 episodes or 9 episodes, and the idea is, you know, once I have a large body of them finished, it's going to be kind of cool to watch them all, because it's like this big sort of world built around all these little fragmented episodes. Yeah, Lord Parker. I'm probably going to just stream for another hour, so just probably another hour. I don't do my streams that long because I dry out. Like, my voice starts drying out and stuff.
How much time is left on your dryer? That's a good question. I'm gonna go check it because it's been going forever.
You can actually hear the dryer, right?
I'm going for like an hour.
Make an interface movie. It may happen, but if it were to happen, I need some major financial backers, like a movie studio. I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. But I mean, you guys can see how long does it take me just to draw a shot here, and animation is so much like time-consuming. Essentially, what Interface is hoping to be is a feature-length film that will be released piece by piece over the next 2 or 3 years, right? It's like half an hour long, so I mean, just edit all the episodes. Yeah, I might add them together and make like a compilation of them when season 1 is done, whatever. But we'll see. Not quite sure what to do with that. Okay, so I got these buildings now, and that's about it. Some sort of crowdfunding campaign. Yeah, I mean, maybe. If you know what the thing is, I've never actually made a feature film before, and Yeah, well, it would be quite an endeavor. I'd have to like hire animators and stuff. And it's something that I might consider doing sometime, I guess. Anyway. Does Dave Firth still make stuff? He was working on a movie for a really long time, but he never released it. Yeah, I remember about that. I remember, that's the thing, I used to follow his stuff a lot back in 2000, the late, whatever, 2006, whatever, and he takes a long time to make stuff. And he was working on something, and it just kept getting delayed and delayed, and his blog would talk about it, but it'd be like years between posts. I have no idea what's going on with his stuff. KTOR-B. Yeah, I think it is for YouTube especially. I mean, that seems to be... Like, I made the series the way that it is for YouTube, which was relatively... you know, I try to release an episode once a month is my goal. Because, you know, I follow a bunch of animators on YouTube, and sometimes they go like 6 months between uploading something, and it's kind of like people forget about you, you know what I mean, when it's been so long. So the episodes may be short, but at least I'm doing them once a month. I think that people don't mind too much if they are short, though. I mean, I wish I could make them longer. This sidewalk looks wanky. Hold on. I might just kind of... Yeah, that's... It looked like it was angled. If I did a feature-length film of this interface stuff, you guys like wouldn't get the updates once a month. It would be gone for like a year or two, you know, and then it would be like I come out, but you know, it's been 2 years. People are in a different place of mind after 2 years. Sorry if it has already been asked. What is your inspiration for making this interface? Roxazola. I do actually get asked that a lot, so just check out the description of this live stream, and you'll see I have quite a bit written down there about my influence. Do you have a playlist of the other series you like? Yeah, I can show you guys some of the stuff I follow. Hold on. Give me a second here. Let me just pull it up. I like giving a shout out to these guys. So first of all, this guy Ryan Rainman, he doesn't. Well, he does do some animations, but now he's doing more like videos. But he's got a hilarious video. My favorite is the Chevy Real People Not Actors video. He's a good animator. He knows to make them funny. And this Pilot Red Sun, obviously, Sweeneasy, Dave Firth. There's another one here you guys may not know, Zico, who I've seen pretty much all his stuff. I don't know why it's only showing this one, but his stuff is pretty funny too. You go to my channel page, you'll see the link there. This Gordon Ramsay one, it's good. Yeah, he's a good guy. And there's a Let's Read channel, which isn't animations, but he's a big fan of my stuff, and Anonymous as well. I'm sure you guys know about him. And on my subscriptions, I got some Sugary Despair is hilarious. I mean, not all of them are. Like, some of them are just, I don't know, they're so silly, right? I just find them funny. There's Phil Jameson here, who did some voice work for me. He did the guy that was on the television in the hospital, and you guys can check him out too. I got a bunch of random shit here that's some of it's not even that good, but I'm sure he's Valianto, I'm sure you guys have seen. Timotainment. His videos are kind of hit and miss, but I like his facts series. Anyway. Have you ever watched $1 Million Extreme? Yeah, I've definitely seen a bunch of stuff by them, and they are so strange and hilarious.
Have some tea?
Okay, I'll have some. Yeah, it's too bad they got canceled and all that. I mean,
well, the dryer's done.
Okay, that's great. Jacob Grant. Yeah, I mean I mean, yeah. Sometimes I came up with one. The animation was 6 minutes long. That one, you know, it's a matter of doing a loop and then like being able to use that loop cycle in a certain way that doesn't make it look repetitive, and then having a, you know, dialogue that isn't boring, and then you can make an animation that's relatively long without it being too dry, I guess. It's hard. It's tricky to do, I guess. Anyway. So I'm probably going to do now is just color this in, and those buildings in the background, I might actually make the highlights a different shade of yellow. Just kind of makes it look like they are in the background, like atmospheric. And then these ones in the foreground would be colored. I guess I could just be using the paint bucket tool, but whatever. Yeah, so I'll probably do that actually. Make a new layer, make my where's my paint bucket? Yeah, and then I can just delete the stuff I don't want to be yellow. Ever watch Dead Sounds animations? Doesn't sound familiar, so I don't think so. I might have to look it up. You guys always come up with these animators and stuff, and I haven't heard of a lot of them. Like Dead Sound animations. So, no, I haven't seen any of this stuff, so I mean, maybe I'll check it out later and watch it. Thanks for the recommendation. Center Core Nevermore. I also haven't heard of that. I mean, I haven't heard of a lot of things. The thing is, oh no, definitely, I've seen this guy's stuff. I've seen it. Jim Wilson? Yeah, I subscribed to him, I think, somewhere. It looks like he did these sort of animations like back in the 90s or something. Yeah, I've seen Center Core Nevermore. Half Peck. Are you, as you an artist and I'm not, do you ever get things that you simply can't draw, like you think of something cool? Yeah, I mean, all the time. But however, the thing is, with animation, you can pretty much do anything. The problem I was having was with live action, film cameras and stuff, you're limited to like your budget. You have to be expensive in order to do things that are crazy and stuff. But with animation, you can pretty much draw anything you can imagine. It's just a matter of doing it and spending the time to do it properly. But there's sometimes things that I can't do because I don't have the skills for them yet, particularly 3D things. So I'm kind of limited in that regard. But you basically just you work within your own constraints in terms of skills, right? And so I feel that you can, even like really crappy looking animations are still enjoyable to watch. So I think it's more about the idea and the execution of the idea in a way that it's enjoyable, but not necessarily aesthetically the most pleasing video. Because, you know, there's animators out there that draw way better than me, and but I think it's more about the idea behind things more so than the in terms of drawing skills sometimes. Because you can make a good animation that looks like crap. That's what I'm trying to say. I have never seen MTV's Liquid Television really growing up because in Canada I didn't get MTV. Nova Scotia. Who's my favorite animator of all time? I can't answer that question. I wouldn't know really. I mean, I like Mike Judge as a person who creates cartoons. So the guy that made King of the Hill. Venture Brothers. I heard about Venture Brothers. I haven't seen too much of their stuff though. I've seen a few of their animations. Do you ever plan on putting your music on Google Music? Some of it should be on Google Music, I think. Not all of it though. The stuff that is an interface hasn't been released publicly yet, just on Patreon. So if that's what you're talking about. My previous albums, I think, pretty sure they should be on Google Music because of the distributors they use. Can I share my best animations playlist? Pedro, of course you can. I don't know if the link's going to show up in the chat though, because I think there might be a filter for links. But if you post it on like the Reddit subreddit or the Discord, that might be it might show up. Non-scripted HD. I do get a lot of offers actually, and the thing is that I kind of really need to be like in the same room of someone if they are willing to animate for me, because otherwise I feel like it's just too much. It's difficult for me to like communicate through the internet for a lot of things. You know, voiceover work is not so bad, but animations I have some very particular things I'd like to do, and so I mean I would definitely accept, I guess, sometime in the future, but not currently at the moment.
The water in my way.
Oh, thanks, Kelly. Speaking of ideas, where do you come up with this shit? It's hard. You just kind of sit in bed and think of stuff that's funny. That's all you do. That's all you have to do.
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day. No experience with animating, but doing shadows and stuff seems like it would take a long time to get down. You ever struggle with that? Delaris version 2. Delaris. Yeah, it can be difficult actually to do shadows. You kind of just get better at doing it after you draw a lot. Like, essentially, shadows are just like for someone's face, I guess, you have to kind of know where the contours of the face would normally be. For me, it hasn't been that difficult though, getting shadows done, because I've done it a lot. If you do painting and stuff, you have to paint light, and I've done painting so much in the past, so it's not too bad for me anymore. Getting shadows down. Like, for instance, I'm going to do some shadows right now, but, like, you know, it's just like, here's the inside of the building, so I'm going to just paint this side to be a little bit darker. And then, you know, like, this side of the pipe would have a shadow, so put a shadow there. Maybe this side of the orange thing would be darker, right? Check out Bill Plumpton. I think I've seen some of this guy's stuff. Oh, Geico commercials? See the guy that did those original Geico commercials? Yeah, so in terms of coloring here, the first episode the sky was green, so I'm going to try to make the sky green again. Keep things consistent. The sidewalk is pink. I don't know. It seems to me that I draw everything that is some sort of mode of transportation to be pink. It's not necessarily always the case. Mischief is pink, but he moves around a lot. The spaghettification, the sidewalks are pink. When he's a bus, it's pink. Yeah. A little bit better. Bacon Melon Gaming. What's your favorite director? It's Michael Mann is my favorite director, which is probably a little strange because he's not an animator or anything, but it's the music that he uses I like. Ooh, a lot of comments I missed down here. How did you and Carolina meet? She seems really nice. We met in art school, actually. So I went to art school, and that's where I met Carolina. And we've been together for about 9 years, I think. Your Anthro. Anthro, man, actually, for the inspiration, just check out the description. I answer that question quite a bit. So you'll see down in the description there inspirations and stuff. Do you think Disney would ever return back to its traditional 2D animations? I think they will. And the problem I have with 2D animations these days is even if they do 2D animations, they're still not the 2D animations that they used to do. Which is to say, everything's done in Flash. It's got the kind of like cheap, flashy look, kind of flat characters, and not too much stuff is hand drawn anymore. And I think they will do some more 2D animations. I just don't. It will come back in style eventually. People are going to get sick of the 3D animations being like the only form of animation. and then they'll want to see some more 2D stuff. The problem is, I find, is that 2D animation these days, they all look the same. In terms of the style, there's not too many people varying from the norm, I guess, you know? It's all that kind of like clean, sort of flat. There is some Disney animation that is being done that's 2D, that's like television shows now, which looks alright actually, but it's still kind of got that flat look to it, you know? And, like, I mean, my stuff is flat too, but I don't know. Like, it's like comparing the new versions of The Simpsons with the old versions of The Simpsons. If you watch like season 3 of The Simpsons and you compare it to their new stuff, it's a huge difference. They have so much more like dynamic backgrounds, a lot of perspective. Things are drawn so many different ways. But their new stuff is all like they're just reusing the flat assets that they made, you know, at the beginning of the season, whatever. Any other works online you do outside of this channel? I've done some documentaries before with Carolina, and if you're interested in those, look up the channel Stereochroma. Some people already know that's my other channel. That's basically we do like how it's made sort of videos. Alright, cool. Pedro, I'll check it out. Thanks, man. What was art school like anyway? You've been there a lot, Mr. Grimble. Art school was okay. I mean, it's what you make of it. So, I mean, you're gonna get a lot of like a mixed bag of students, and a lot of them are gonna be kind of like pretentious and stuff, and you're gonna have some weirdos. But you're also gonna make some friends and stuff. And I thought art school was pretty useful for kind of forcing me to draw certain things like people, and to step out of my comfort zone. And you know, you don't go to art school to get a job, though, that's for sure. So I mean, if you're I went to art school. I got a job as a video editor, but yeah, art school's fun. It's just you go there to increase your art history knowledge and your skills as an artist, but it doesn't prepare you for work. That's what I would have to say. And even being an artist that makes money, they don't prepare you for that either. You have to kind of be a business owner. You have to be a business person and be business oriented.
Yep.
If you want to be an artist, and they don't teach you that stuff in art school. They just teach you how to draw and stuff.
They have one workshop class you can take for 3 months.
Yeah, they don't really focus on it.
Or someone that is barely an expert teaching it.
2D animations have always had a very specific style, though. In the 20th century, they all mimicked each other. Yeah, and they all kind of have trends of styles, don't they? Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But they didn't all just look like a knockoff Family Guy or something.
Herfu, how do I make a living? It's a mixture of editing of corporate videos for clients. Now the Patreon has been helping me out quite a bit, and just shooting like the documentaries on YouTube and stuff, and doing, you know, gigs once in a while, which is like basically corporate video stuff. Previously, I was a video editor full-time for a company. Pizza Spook is hosting me. Hey, thank you, Pizza Spook.
Pizza Spook.
Pizza Spook. Hey man, Biguru Chitsubega. No worries if you don't want to hang around. I mean, there's not too many spoilers in this particular shot that I'm drawing. It's just an outside of a building, but yeah, I can understand. Sometimes I do spoil things, I guess. How do you learn to draw buildings in perspective? Any tips? Well, you should know about the 2-point perspective, right? Where you have a point over here. Oh, let me change the color. A point over here. Oh, hold on. Let me just do it with white. You get a point over here.
Oh my god.
A point over here, right?
Big birds of text.
And you got your building. And all the lines have to match up to the points, right? So you got a building, like a door right here. This is like a really rough way of doing it. If you look up a 2-point perspective on Google, you find a much better drawing. But basically, once you do it enough times, you kind of just, like, it's just like in your head. You can kind of just figure it out. I mean, this isn't perfect 2-point perspective. There's some things that are a little bit off, like this building probably should be more angled down like that. And this one right here is a little bit off, but it's close enough, and that's all that matters for this sort of thing. So you learn that in art school, but I mean, you don't need to go to art school to learn 2-point perspective. It's pretty simple, but it will help you out. Mr. Grimble, yeah, totally. Just freelancing, yeah, that's cool, man. It's really cool to be able to freelance. You know, you don't have to like, and just do your own thing, I guess. Daedalus version 2, yeah, I really like the fight sequences, especially in the Shenmue 2. When you visit the Hong Kong or whatever, all those like street fights, that's like one of the best things. I'm still in uni, going for art degree. Fondle. Oh, good luck, man. Good luck. Fondle. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, when you go to art school, the main thing is just enjoy yourself and work hard, obviously, but it's art school, so make connections too. That's important. I have a friend who is going to degree in illustration in art school. Do I have any advice? I don't really have any advice. That's the thing. I don't like giving out advice when it comes to like art school stuff, because I went to art school, but it didn't really help me get a job. I could have gotten a video editing job without it, I think. Maybe they wouldn't have looked at my resume without a degree, but who knows, right?
At the end of the day, they just don't teach you business skills, so regardless of what you do, that's like the thing you need to fill in.
I think that there's going to be, a bigger market for creative people in the future, because it's one of those things that you can't automate. You can automate accounting, you can automate
manual labor.
Some manual labor, yeah, but you can't really automate creativity. I mean, you can get a computer to do a painting for you, but it's not really going to be the same. The problem is that a lot of these big companies don't really value artists. So your salary isn't going to be that great, and I don't know if things are going to change or not, so that's just how it is, I guess. Mr. Grimble, yeah, I mean, if you can manage to freelance, that's fine. That's like, it's probably one of the best things you can be doing as a creative person. Because you're not held to... well, I mean, being a creative person and working in a big company can be difficult. Anyway, let's get some more stuff going on here. Yeah, man. Animation students, I mean... I didn't do animation in art school. That's the weird thing. I went there and I did filming mostly like short films and stuff. Because honestly, I thought animation was like too much work, and it is a lot.
How ironic!
Yeah, I'm kind of lazy in that regard.
The laziest person ever does animation again.
Yeah, it's but I think the problem is that you just scale it down a bit, right? So it's not so much work if you're only doing, you know, 1 episode a month, and the episode is only a couple minutes long. Some animators I know, or some people, a lot of animators, they'll spend like a full year or 2 years, and they make a 15-minute animation. Comes out to film festivals and stuff, you know, and maybe it'll get picked up somewhere, right? But you just spent a whole year on one video. It's hard to release stuff consistently on that schedule, you know. So. This works for me, you know, short little animations once in a while on YouTube. And if I were to do anything bigger, I'd have to get a crew of people to help. Umami, would you ever consider doing art for a video game? Outer Heaven 274. I would consider doing a soundtrack for a video game, but maybe not art. I think I'd like to do a soundtrack, but artwork, you know, I'm not. There's much more. There's a lot more people out there that are more talented than me when it comes to actual artwork, especially in the video game design industry. So, I mean, maybe I could provide some creative direction or something, but not actually drawing stuff, because it's unless everything was going to look like this, you know, then maybe I could draw it, but otherwise. The inside of the restaurant is like kind of red, so I guess I should try to change a few things here.
So many questions.
Would you eat at a place called Bulk Burger in real life? Probably. Yeah.
Bulk Burger?
What do you do if you spot a cliche in your story? Well, I mean, I've sort of already done a few cliches, to be honest with you. Thing is that you can't really get too wrapped up about it, because, you know, at this point so many things have already been done. The thing is that you try to avoid the major cliches, like making all your bad guys just like super evil for no reason. I mean, that's one of the things I'm trying to fix with Interface right now, because I feel like the guy in the blimp, he's just evil for the sake of being evil. There's no really backstory to him. But because the episodes come out so slowly, I haven't really been able to establish that yet. Something I hope to fix. And, yeah. How do you come up with your color schemes? King Critty. Well, I came up with these colors when I started doing my animations, and I decided to stick with them. There's nothing really about them that I just kind of like the individual colors for being what they were. I don't really have an explanation for that. My color palette is consistent, meaning that all the episodes have the same colors. I don't just like use different shades of pink. So. Why is Zuckerberg always listening to classical music in your videos? I don't know. I don't know. I just think it works with his stuff for some reason, you know? I found Umami because I looked in the liked video list of Justin Y. I'm glad I did. No. I think a lot of people did, actually. recently. Oh, you discovered me through Vine Sauce, eh? No. How long have I been animating? I've been animating pixel art like this for about a year. And when I was a kid, a teenager or whatever, I used to do claymation, Lego animations. That's about it, though. Let's see here, what else should I add? Opening soon. Oh no. I have to do this because I thickened my text. Because I don't like things looking just like pure fonts. I like to kind of make it look like a hand drew a bit. Let's see, can I make X's? Put it on top so that it's like drop shadowed. I don't know, I don't like that. Can't you buy a better microphone? Your sound is really bad. Yeah, I actually do have better microphones. The thing is, my audio interface is on the other computer, and this one doesn't have it plugged in, so, you know, it's a good point. I should get a better mic, and I might do that sometime soon, because I can understand it probably sounds like crap. I might get one just for this table. USB mic or something, I don't know. I use a different mic. I use a different mic for my voice recordings, but I don't think it can like plug in and be like a live mic. It's like a handheld sort of thing. I should get a new mic, yeah, I think it will help. Okay, let's see. Let's get these colors done here.
Uh-oh, got one dislike again.
What am I gonna do?
Who's mad and why?
Thinking of changing the color of this building.
Can't believe you consume drugs in your FAQ.
Umami, out of curiosity, what is the highest level of mathematics you have studied? I think I took like advanced math grade 11, and then in grade 12 I didn't take any math classes because I didn't have to.
Really? You took advanced math?
Or maybe it was advanced biology, I forget.
Wow, that's totally the same.
It was a long time ago. I took physics and then math in grade 11. And then that's about it, and I kind of stopped. So, I mean, I keep up with some scientific stuff, but I'm not really good at math, to be honest with you. So, you know, I know some of the basic things, like
counterbangle.
But you know, math isn't really my forte. William, do I have interface planned out? It's mostly planned out, but I mean I don't have all the details worked out, so. Valorosus Foggy, thank you, man. I think I was just lying in bed, and I thought, what if the pong ball just like had a face and stuff, you know?
No, you were sitting on the couch.
Was I sitting on the couch?
Yep.
Well, there you have it. I was sitting on the couch. That's about it. I think I told Carolina this idea, and she was like, yeah, that'll be alright.
That's how the process goes. You tell me what you think, and I approve it, and then you make it.
So I come up with a lot of ideas, and sometimes they're just terrible, and Caroline is like, nah, that's stupid. Usually Caroline is like my quality filter. King Critty, yes you can. The Teespring counter just resets itself after a certain amount of time. It's not like a solid, it's not like it like counts down and it's gone forever. That's just the way Teespring works, I think. Which is a little bit misleading, but I mean, unfortunately, that's just, I think that's just the way Teespring does it. Will I ever do a giveaway? Maybe. I mean, I've done a few contests that were in the Discord, like art contests that have like prizes. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure what I would give away exactly, but. Is there a deeper meaning, or did you make it because it looks cool? Mostly because it looks cool. But I try to make each episode have some sort of meaning, and if there's a deeper meaning, that will come about naturally over time. But you know, I don't go into animating and saying, "Hey, I have this like really deep thought. I want to like make this my animation," because if you do that. Chances are you'll just end up making something that's kind of trite, I guess is the word. Oops. If you try to make something that has deep meaning, like intentionally. Usually I just try to think of something funny, and then if it's not funny, then it's kind of just... I don't know. I'm having a hard time here. Hold on. Tolerance should be 0 because it's solid. Let's see how this looks. I might fix that later. I'm not sure if I like that. Yeah, I don't. Just leave it like that for now. Thanks, Wolves with Snakes. How did you formulate the end of an era? This one, I'm pretty sure I was just lying in bed, and I just thought it'd be funny when a bowl of soup starts talking to you. And the message about, like, you know, him outlasting her descendants didn't come about until like a little bit after I started thinking about it some more, I think. There's a Japanese animation of like a yellow cat that's like talking to a kid, and I saw that around the time I made that animation. And I thought I liked how he just kind of pops out of nowhere and starts talking to her like he's like the boss or something, right? So it'd be kind of funny to do something like that with bowl of soup. See if I can find that animation. You guys might have already seen it. shit. Excuse me. I'm gonna post a link right now. There's the link. You guys can watch that. That's kind of like what I was watching around. And Jacob Grant. Teespring won't let me order your hoodie. Is it? What does it say? Does it say that the time has ran out or something? That's a good interpretation, Pedro. What do you think of the old Fleischer cartoons from the 40s, black and white caricatures? I think they should be banned or censored. I'm guessing you're talking about those like stereotypical. Hold on. These things. Well, they should definitely not be censored or banned because, first of all, the style of these animations is just amazing. And then I guess you're talking about like when they draw black people or whatever. Let's see. And it looks like, you know, I don't know if Google's going to show me. Like
Probably
this sort
not.
of thing.
Probably have to turn saves her job.
Or this. They shouldn't be banned. It's just that's just a product of their time. You know, people that think they have to ban that stuff.
Oh, there's one.
It's ridiculous. No, I don't think it should be banned. Obviously, the actual animation is pretty amazing for what they did back then. No, I don't think most things should be banned. You know, so. Especially when it was like just a product of its time. Like, what are we gonna do? Start going back in history and banning things that, you know, back from people thought differently back then, right? But it's like, if you're just gonna ban it, you're gonna prevent people from learning about it, you know. So, oops. Ed and 69 others. Hey, what's up, Miami? Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So I'm getting sort of close to finishing this drawing. We'll see how far it goes. This thing, I'm going to change the color of this to be red. Have you watched Animatrix? Yeah, I have non-scripted HD. I really like those ones. They're pretty great. Those ones that were on the DVDs of the Matrix movies. Yeah, I love those animations. They're great. I haven't seen them in a long time though.
I haven't seen them in 10 years.
10 years, eh? You know what? I'm not sure. I don't like the color of this building over here, so I'm going to make it orange again. That's better. Now this building in the center looks a little bit more like distinguished because the ones that are on the sides are yellow or orange. Umami, what is your dream job? Well, I mean, what I'm doing now, I'm pretty happy with. So, you know, just sitting here animating is probably fun. Maybe doing this on like a higher capacity would be my dream job. Like if I had a team of people, so it wasn't just me sitting here. I think that would be pretty cool, and I could like, you know, release maybe longer episodes. That would probably be it. So there we go. Okay, we're getting close now. Some kind of like cracks in the road and stuff. This Montreal has a lot of those. And then some more like kind of lines. Maybe, yeah, King Quiddy. Just a matter of time, I think. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, maybe. Who knows where this channel will be in 10 years. If I keep it up. It's just a matter of keeping it up, I think.
Really? 10 years?
10 years?
I think it can happen faster than that.
Bought a poster in a big size. Didn't think it'd be so big. Now I have a giant poster of interface in my room. That's
How
pretty
big
funny.
was it?
I think the biggest one is like 36 inches or something by 40 something.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
It's pretty big.
That's like most of the wall.
That's funny. That's cool, man. Thank you for purchasing the merch. Appreciate that. Okay, now the door here, it's I don't like how it's yellow. So it's only yellow on one side, I guess. We'll just make it, I don't know, maybe let's make it gray or something. Nah. Wishing you success in England. Thank you, RW. And appreciate that. Do you know any YouTube series in a similar vein as Interface? Well, I know that there's some YouTubers out there that make like episodic episodes. I don't know about the same vein as Interface, so trying to think, but I mean, if you maybe you I haven't. There's one channel I follow. They're not. He takes like old King of the Hill episodes and reanimates them, and I don't know if it's the same, but it's kind of like a similar kind of creepy aesthetic, I guess. So, and he's got a whole bunch of them. So I don't know if it's a series or not, but. They're called King of the Hill edits. You should just check them out. Maybe you might like them. There's a link right there. Yeah. So to make an animation, you use Photoshop and SketchUp. Yeah, basically, that's kind of what I do. SketchUp for some more complicated stuff, and should save this probably. Rodislav, thank you, man. And no, thank you as well. Aliantos, yeah, his edits are pretty good. Can you please tell us about the burgers and why there are 3 videos? I don't know. After the 3rd one, I kind of felt that I needed to move on. That's kind of the only thing. There's no real reason why there's 3 of them only, but
you like burgers.
I like burgers, you know. Okay, I think we're getting like pretty close here. Usually I put like clouds in the background, so instead of clouds though, I'll do something else. I'll put like kind of like, oops, pencil tool, not the brush tool. I don't know if it's gonna look good. Nah, I don't like that. Not pink anyway. Maybe a different shade of yellow. That doesn't look good either. I don't want to use blue because
that looks like coke.
I might just leave it solid green. It's gonna be too busy otherwise. Oh, orange might work.
Leave green.
I'm just gonna leave it green for now. I might change it later. What are your thoughts regarding the afterlife? I don't think too much about it, honestly. I wouldn't be able to give you an answer. Excuse me. I don't really know. Okay, at this point I'm not going to merge my layers together, so it's a little bit easier. Make it raining. Ariu, Goblet. I got an animation commission coming out where it's like downpouring thunderstorms, so you'll see some animated rain in a future episode of something. You'll see it eventually. Hey, so Squeak, you're 2 hours late. Could you give a 5-second recap for me? Yeah, I'm just kind of drawing the outside of
strip club and a quick burger.
The outside of the restaurant for episode 11, which episode 10 is also being worked on, but other than that, that's about it. I'm just kind of touching things up now. I'm not even. I might be finished soon, actually. But I'll answer a few more questions and stuff. And wrap things up, I guess. What do you think about alt-right? I think that people are being mislabeled left, right, and center, and I don't think that, you know, half the population of the United States is literally Nazis like some people believe, and that's, I'll just leave it at that. You know, I think there's been a lot of division that was instigated by the media, and people do not think critically anymore, and you know, that's about it. It's pronounced "are-you." Oh, I see. No, thank you. Are you? Hey, glad you see streaming. How is your day going so far? It's going all right. I just got back from a trip actually, so that's why I wanted to stream, because it's been a while. I went up to Quebec City and wanted to reconnect with my fans on the internet. So, you know what? I'm not sure how much more I'm going to be doing here. I am kind of running out of energy. Let's just add a few details, I guess. I feel like the inside of these windows are just like a little too solid looking. But I don't know if doing that adds anything either. I don't know. As a Canadian, what is your opinion on Jordan Peterson? Well, I got his book that he just... I haven't finished it yet, but I'm trying to read through it. It's quite like wordy, excessively wordy sometimes, I find. 12 Rules for Life or whatever. I think that what he's doing these days is pretty important for protecting some of the things that we have as Canadians in terms of like free speech and stuff, not being forced with compelled speech. So I think he's doing more good for the world, and I'll just leave it at that, I guess. Do you sell prints? I do actually have a Redbubble page where there's like prints from the episodes, and for some reason Teespring has not been able to allow me to upload horizontal posters. It just bugs out, like, so I've been doing them on the Redbubble page, and I will post a link right now. You guys can hold on if I can get there. How do you get there? Manage portfolio. Oh no. Okay. Oh, and I still messed it up. There you go. Here are some posters that are stills, I guess, from Interface. So. Are you gonna do anything for 100K subs or 100 or 50K subs? I have no doubt you will reach that number very soon. I'll probably do something for 100K subs. I don't know. It might just be like a 30-second video or something, or I might do. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet, but I'll probably try doing something for 100K. Yeah. what are your goals for the YouTube channel? Right now, it's just to keep doing this interface stuff and hopefully make it into something that has some impact on the nature of YouTube, I guess. Like, people be like, hey, we're one of those weird YouTube channels, and they'll mention my name or something like that. I don't know. Stefano Sacchetto? Of course I love you. Hey, DJ Cohen, yeah, I remember you. Who is Mischief's voice actor? It's me, Kiwi. It's me with a voice changer. And I will never explain the plot of interface. Sorry, PR. I'm not sure if I can pronounce your first name. Piotr? Piotr? Peter? Is that just like a...
It's just Polish Peter.
Polish Peter. Okay. Hey, thanks, Uncle Dampy. Alright, guys, I think I'm pretty much done for now. I can't think of what to do next, and I'm kind of running out of energy, so thank you for hanging out with me, guys, and thank you for those who have did super chats or whatever, and I will talk to you guys soon. There should be an animation coming out this week, probably by the end of the week, okay? And then there's going to be some more cool stuff coming out in October. I'll let you guys know about that when it's closer to the date. And yeah. Alright guys, thanks again. Talk to you next time. Bye.